So I'm starting. Can you see the whiteboard?
হ্যাঁ স্যার।
And also you can hear me, no problem, right?
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ ঠিক আছে।
Yes. Now in my last lecture, what I did is that I defined coherent state, and then in terms of eigenstate of number operators, I constructed coherent state. That was a linear superposition of number operators with specified coefficients, and we discussed many more things. One of the properties of the coherent state was that although for different alpha, alpha is a complex number, we got a basis for a coherent state for which alpha is equal to 0 corresponds to the familiar ground state of harmonic oscillator. The states are over-complete in the sense that in the defining relation for completeness, basically we get one on the right hand side, but here we are getting pi, and pi is definitely greater than 1. But as I mentioned, that should not be a really problem if there are less number of states than the required number of states to specify any arbitrary vector, then that's problematic, incomplete states. But here there is no problem. But we have to keep in mind always that we are dealing with the over-complete basis.
স্যার স্যার আমার একটা প্রশ্ন ছিল।
বলো।
স্যার ইন্দ্রনীল বলছি। হ্যালো।
বলো, শুনছি।
হ্যাঁ স্যার, যেটা আমরা এ আলফা সমান আলফা আলফা মানে যেটা আমরা কোহেরেন্ট স্টেটের 3টে বেসিক রিকোয়ারমেন্ট হিসেবে ধরেছিলাম, সেখানে বের করতে গিয়ে আমরা দেখলাম যে আলফা একটা কমপ্লেক্স নাম্বার। তো সেই আলফাটাই তো স্যার স্টেটেও আছে। তো স্যার এই কমপ্লেক্স স্টেট মানে কোনো একটা স্টেট কমপ্লেক্স, মানে এই জিনিসটা ঠিক বুঝলাম না যে
স্টেট কমপ্লেক্স, আই নেভার সেড কমপ্লেক্স স্টেট।
কিন্তু আলফাটা তো কমপ্লেক্স নাম্বার একটা, তাহলে
wave function is a complex function, right? It's a hydrogen atom wave function. You get e to the power im phi, right? Azimuthal part. So that's not real.
আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে ঠিক আছে।
So when you express in terms of coordinate representation, then it will be a complex function. But complex quantum mechanics, you are dealing with a complex Hilbert space. Its elements are complex in general. It can be real also, because one can argue that in one dimension, one space dimension, one can choose a basis such that wave functions are real. Say for example, harmonic oscillator. Harmonic oscillator wave function is real. Particle in a box, wave function is real. But if you consider any example in 2 or higher dimensions, then you see that even for 2-dimensional harmonic oscillator, you get, if you solve the problem in circular coordinate or theta coordinate, you will find in the wave function there will be a term like e to the power im phi. So that's complex. Hydrogen atom, you have spherical harmonics, YLM. YLM is basically PLM e to the power im phi. PLM, Legendre polynomial, that part is real. But e to the power im phi, azimuthal part, that's a complex. So what I said is that this is a non-Hermitian operator, so eigenvalues are complex. So that's alpha. Now, say for harmonic oscillator, energy eigenvalue you have n, eigenfunction also you have n, right? Similar way, here also you have alpha in the energy eigenvalue, you have alpha in the wave function. Only difference is that harmonic oscillator n is integer, okay? Here alpha is a complex number. That's the difference. Other is no difference.
ঠিক আছে স্যার। আর স্যার আরেকজন বোধহয় জয়েন করতে বলছে, গ্রুপে লিখেছে স্যার, একটু
ওদেরকে সবাইকে বলবে, যেহেতু difficult to switch over from one phase, one mode to other mode, so they should try to join in time, otherwise it's a wastage of time plus Okay, so I have admitted him. Now, last lecture, I didn't have much time to show that even these states are not orthogonal. And I remember some of you asked that whether the states are orthogonal or not. My answer was no. This is a very, unless you have already checked at home that these are not orthogonal. So I'll start with orthogonality of coherent state and show that these states are not orthogonal. So let us consider alpha and beta as two different coherent states. Two different coherent states means in your expression for alpha, kate alpha, already you know what is the expression for kate alpha, kate beta, the same expression, only difference is that that complex number alpha is represented by complex number beta. That's the difference. So we take two arbitrary states. So we will assume that alpha not is equal to beta, because say when you prove orthogonality relation, say there is a state psi n, there is another state psi m, where n and m are different, and if they are orthogonal, then you get psi n star psi m dx is equal to 0, or kate bra notation, psi m bra psi n kate is equal to 0 for m not is equal to n, and for m is equal to n, basically it reduces to normalizability condition and you get is equal to 1. Now note that with this, if I write alpha beta, then we get the following expression: minus half alpha square minus half beta square sum over nm 0 to infinity. Okay, alpha to the power n, beta star to the power m root over nm. Now note that, oh sorry, the way I have written this expression is not correct. So it should be because beta is in the kate, so okay, just write down the expression for alpha beta and then take this scalar constructed out of by taking the uh, product of beta with L. Now we can simplify it as e to the power minus half alpha square plus beta square. Okay, let me do one more step so that you don't have any difficulty. Say this one is delta mn, so we are substituting for this delta mn. Then if you substitute for delta mn, so instead of double summation where n goes to 0 to infinity and m goes to 0 to infinity, you will have single summation because m is equal to n. So all cross terms where m not is equal to n, they vanish identically, so n is equal to 0 to infinity, and then substitute here factorial m as factorial n, then we get denominator, we get factorial n because it was a square root, and then in the numerator you can write it as alpha star beta to the power n because m is equal to n. Now as you can see that whatever is there under the summation, that's basically an exponential function, right? Can you realize that in the next step I can write it as e to the power minus half alpha square plus beta square plus alpha star beta. Do you agree? Do you agree?
হ্যাঁ স্যার।
Achha. Now we can see that since this is an exponential function, this is an exponential function, this is not equal to 0 for any values of alpha and beta. Whatever value you take, this is not equal to 0. Okay. Now we want to do something better. So what we do is that alpha beta, we calculate mod square. If we calculate mod square, then we get e to the power minus alpha square e to the power minus beta square plus alpha star beta plus alpha beta star. Okay. Now this can be written as e to the power minus alpha minus beta whole square. Okay. So this is again not is equal to 0 for general alpha beta. But what we notice is that if alpha minus beta is large, then e to the power minus alpha minus beta square goes to 0. Okay. So we can conclude that states are approximately orthogonal. Why approximately? Because if you take any values of alpha and beta, then this is not orthogonal. But when the difference or the distance between these two complex numbers is sufficiently large, then only they are orthogonal. Okay. Say, I mean, when you compare to real numbers, say we can talk about this is greater than this is less than this. When you talk about complex numbers, we cannot talk that this complex number is greater than this or less than this. We have to talk in terms of distance between the two. Okay. So here I have done that mod alpha minus beta. It's a measure of the distance between these 2 points. Okay. And when it's large, then it goes to 0. But again, this is in asymptotic sense. This is not exactly equal to 0. Okay. But if you calculate overlap integral involving 2 alpha and beta states, and then you know that alpha and beta are well separated, then you can take that overlap integral to be equal to 0. By overlap integral, I mean this. Okay. K beta, bra alpha, their product. Okay. And then we are taking that mod square to make it a real quantity. But in general, if you take alpha beta log, it may not be real. So to make it a real quantity, we are taking mod square. Okay. So this is again orthogonal. And as I said yesterday, that if the states are not orthogonal, then technically we face some problem to do calculations. The problem is in the following sense, that if the states are orthogonal, then you can use easily that the kind of relation I use, that Mn here, the Mn orthogonal relation gives you delta Mn. But if they are and you have seen that it's simplified, right? The expression, you had a double summation using the orthogonal relation, you get a single summation, and then also you can write in the compact form in terms of e to the power alpha star beta. And this happens in any other example also. If the states are orthogonal, then you can do the calculations in a much more elegant way. That's why you always prefer orthogonal coordinate system, even when you learn the elementary coordinate system. But as I said, that there are non-orthogonal coordinates also. So for example, when you study different types of crystal structure, then there are specific types of crystal where you have to use oblique coordinates. And oblique coordinate, as such, there is no problem. The problem only is that suppose this is an orthogonal two-dimensional coordinate system. Okay, so you write a vector r as r is equal to xi plus yj. So r dot r, you write it as x square plus y square. But suppose the same thing you express in terms of, say, okay, say this is x, this is y. This is your vector r. Okay, now okay, so this thing, but suppose now you consider suppose you now consider okay, I cannot find it anymore. Now suppose you consider some coordinate system that you want to describe some vector here. Okay, so you express in terms of but for this case the problem is that this is the expression for length. Okay, because earlier you had unit vector I dot j is equal to 0. Here this is not. So this angles comes into the picture. Okay, so you see that you can describe, but the things become much more complicated. Otherwise, there is as such there is no problem. Now the next thing I will be doing is that next thing I'll be doing is that suppose what we have done is that we have expressed alpha in terms of n. Okay, now how we can express n in terms of alpha. Okay, you already know, but again I want to repeat it because this is a very important method. Suppose you know a state or a vector in terms of linear superposition of some states, then how to find the coefficients of those linear superposition, or how to express that that number operator in terms of alpha, because you have to use this kind of technique repeatedly. Now what I do is that I have alpha is কি আছে আমার বলো, কি এক্সপ্রেশন আলফার, আলফার এক্সপ্রেশন কি বলো, শুনতে পাচ্ছ? হ্যালো,
হ্যাঁ স্যার,
আলফার এক্সপ্রেশন কি?
e to the power minus alpha square by 2.
ও এখন তো জিজ্ঞাসা করলে সুবিধা, এখন তো খাতা আছে না। আচ্ছা বেশ, ঠিক আছে, বলো বলো। e to the power
মাইনাস,
বেশ আমি লিখছি, আমি বলছি, বলতে হবে। e to the power minus alpha square by 2 alpha to the power n root over n n. Now we multiply it, because you know if that is the relation, then what you do, if you have to find this n, then basically you multiply such a way that this quantity multiply. Okay, you have a summation here such that this vanishes. So what we do is that we write like d2 alpha e to the power minus half alpha square alpha star to the power m pi root over factorial m alpha. Basically whatever I had on the left hand side, I multiply it with up to this. On the left hand side I had alpha, so I have multiplied it by d2 alpha e to the power minus half alpha square alpha star to the power m pi root over factorial m. You might ask why? How do I know that I have to multiply this? Because if you remember correctly, then while showing over completeness of the basis, we used some integration, and that integration gave me some delta function, Kronecker delta, right? So I am going to use that relation again. So that's why I have multiplied by alpha star to the power m. So if you multiply by alpha to the power m to alpha to the power n and integrate d2 alpha, then this e to the power minus half alpha square multiplied by this minus alpha square by 2 to the power e to the power minus alpha square, and then we can use the again this integration which produces Kronecker delta to write it in a simpler form. Why did we multiply by 1 by pi and root over m factorial? Well, I mean, if you want, you may not multiply by 1 by pi root over factorial m at this stage, but later when you do the calculation, then you will see the right hand side, you will get a factor like pi root over m factorial. Okay, so in order to get the expression, you have to divide by pi root over factorial m. So this is merely, this 1 by pi root over factorial m is merely for convenience. If you don't multiply by this factor at a later stage, you will find that it's coming automatically. You have to divide the right hand side by pi root over factorial m. But I think I have given you, I have convinced you that why we have to multiply by d2 alpha e to the power minus half alpha square alpha square to the power m, because we know one integration which we have used earlier. We will be using that integration to produce a Kronecker delta and to simplify the equation. Okay, so right hand side I don't have that much space, so I write it here. Right hand side I write it here. So d2 alpha and then minus half alpha square by 2, it was already there, and I have multiplied by minus half alpha square. So both together gives me e to the power minus alpha square. I have divided by pi and root over factorial m. So that is also included here. And then right hand side I had n is equal to 0 to infinity alpha to the power n. I have multiplied by alpha to the power, I had alpha to the power n, and I have multiplied by alpha star to the power m, and I had inside the summation root over factorial n. So is it okay? Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
No, I am missing some. No. I am missing one more term. I have not written the most important term, factorial n. Is it okay now? Hello?
Yes, sir.
যা লিখছি কেয়ারফুলি দেখবে, তার কারণ হচ্ছে যে কোথাও মিস করে গেলে সেটা থেকে যাবে। মুখে বলছি এক, লিখছি না, এবং তার ফলে পরে এই নোটটাই যখন সার্কুলেট করবো তখন তোমাদের অসুবিধা হবে। ওকে, নাও এগেন উই ইউজ দ্যাট ইন্টিগ্রেশন। If you use that integration, you are familiar with the integration I did in detail, namely you use this alpha is equal to r e to the power I theta. So if you use alpha is equal to r e to the power I theta, then alpha n alpha star to the power m d2 alpha e to the power minus alpha square. Okay, you can perform that integration, and d2 alpha e to the power minus alpha square alpha to the power n alpha star to the power m. এটা কত বেরিয়েছিল কাল?
পাই।
হ্যাঁ, শুধু পাই বেরিয়েছিল? দেখো তো একটু ভালো করে।
2 পাই ডেল্টা m এর মনে হয়।
না, একদম সিম্পলিফাই করে। 2 পাইটা থাকবে না, 2 পাইটা কেটে যাবে। Okay, I think this was the result. Check at home. Pi factorial n delta nm. This is the result for the integration.
হ্যাঁ স্যার, ওইটা শুধু ওইটুকুই এসেছিল,
হ্যাঁ,
মানে টোটালটা নিয়ে আমি বললাম, মানে এম ফ্যাক্টোরিয়াল এন ফ্যাক্টোরিয়াল নিয়ে শুধু পাই।
Okay, now if we substitute this, then what you get is that on the right hand side we get n is equal to 0 to, n is equal to n is equal to 0 to infinity. Then we have from the integration pi factorial n delta nm, and we had already pi root over m root over n. So what do you get? If you substitute for using the Kronecker delta, left hand side you have index m, so right hand index also you should have m, so n should be substituted by m. This is an important point, because students, when they write answer scripts, answer questions, they forget. They thought that they think that delta n is equal to m, so either I place n is equal to m or m is equal to n. But remember that on the left hand side you have m, so right hand side there should be index m, not n. So we substitute n for m, and if you substitute n for m, then you can see that in the denominator you have factorial m. In the numerator also you have factorial m. Okay. So again I have forgotten to write one more thing, and you are not telling me that one. That k vector I forgot to write. So if you substitute this Kronecker delta relation, then right hand side basically you get m, and m is equal to, you can write it as d2 alpha e to the power minus half alpha square alpha star to the power m pi root over m alpha. Okay, so this is the expression that you express the number operator in terms of the coherent basis. This is very important because there are many instances where we use coherent state basis in instead of number operator basis. There are many advantages. Okay, some of you will be studying field theory, and field theory there is a concept called normal ordering. And normal ordering, the idea is that annihilation operator always kept. Suppose you have an expression involving creation operator, annihilation operator. The normal operator prescription is that you keep the annihilation operator always on the right. So you see that if you keep always on the right, then basically A acting on alpha gives me alpha star. On the other hand, the same expression, if you want to say for example, you have some expression like a to the power m, a dagger to the power n. Now, normal ordering prescription, I write it as this colon, both sides means normal ordered. That means a dagger n, a to the power m. Suppose you want to calculate a dagger n, a to the power m on the number operator basis. So you see that you operator am successive m times, and you get an expression. And if the expression is much more complicated, there are several other terms, then you have to calculate term by term what is the final expression. On the other hand, you see that a dagger n am to the power alpha, when you are acting with a, it's simply alpha to the power m. Okay, so in field theory there are certain contexts people do use coherent state basis. In condensed matter system people do use coherent state basis because there are some calculation, those are much more trivial, and for those cases this relation is important. For those cases it's not just a mathematical curiosity. Alpha I know in terms of number operator basis, so what should be my expression for the number operator in terms of coherent state basis? This is not simple mathematical curiosity. There are physical applications where we do use coherent state basis for simplifying the calculations and other advantages. Okay, there you can use this relation. Okay, second thing I will be going that so far I am talking about Kate and bra vectors. Okay, but before going doing any other calculation, I think I should first do I should first write down what is the expression for the coherent state in position coordinate, right? Because you would like to visualize it's n, it's infinite superposition. We don't know how it look like in terms of x, because if somebody asks you what's the ground state wave function of harmonic oscillator, simply you say that sir it's e to the power minus some factors minus x square. That factor is not that important, but you know that it varies like e to the power minus x square. Similarly, some of you, if not all, may be able to tell that in the first x state it x e to the power minus x square and all this, including Hermite polynomials. So we would like to see coherent state in that from x. Okay, and we want to visualize. We want to visualize that what's the probability distribution for any coherent state for a fixed alpha. We want to see that. Okay, from here in terms of number operators you cannot visualize that. Okay, so I'll be doing that next. First, to give you an idea how it looks in coordinate. So here, instead of how it looks in coordinates, basically I'll consider time evolution of the alpha state, and I will derive the expression for a state evolving with time. So basically you get time as well as space. If you don't care about time, you simply put t is equal to 0, you get your profile which depends on space only. Okay, instead of doing the calculation separately, that spatial profile for the wave function and space-time dependent profile of the wave function, I'll be writing down, I'll be deriving in a single stroke, so that you have the full expression depending on your convenience, taste, and wish. Either you take space and time dependent state or only space dependent state. Okay, now so I write as, okay, so maybe when I send, then I'll write in detail, because otherwise. So alpha t is e to the power minus half alpha square, n is equal to 0 to infinity alpha to the power n root over factorial n e to the power minus ihtn. Is it okay? Hello? Hello students?
হ্যাঁ স্যার।
একটু মাঝে মধ্যে বলবে, প্রশ্ন করবে, তা আমি বুঝতে পারছি না যে তোমরা আছো না নেই, শুনতে পাচ্ছ কি পাচ্ছ না, দেখতে পাচ্ছ কি পাচ্ছ না, মাঝে মধ্যে এমনিই বলবে হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ। Okay, so you know that if the Hamiltonian is time independent, then you can write down the time evolution of the state as e to the power minus et, right? So basically you write e to the power minus et, that has some reason. Basically it's e to the power minus iht, h acting on the kth vector produces e, so that's why you get e to the power minus iet. So I am going to show that now, and my state at alpha 0, that means t is equal to 0, I am taking t as my initial time, I am denoting this state. Okay, that kth alpha at 0 is basically whatever we have derived earlier, kth alpha. So you see that apart from this factor e to the power minus ht, apart from this factor e to the power minus ht, everything is identical to kth alpha. Okay, so I have multiplied by e to the power minus ht just to denote that this is a state evolving with respect to time. And I made a comment, also you will hear that comment repeatedly, that Hamiltonian, time translation is the generator, Hamiltonian is the generator of time translation. So any time evolution of any system, Hamiltonian plays important role. And here eigenstate I have written e to the minus iht. Now,
স্যার
হ্যাঁ বলো।
স্যার আমরা তো ই টু দি পাওয়ার মাইনাস আইএইচটি এই ফ্যাক্টরটাই যে আলফারও টাইম ইভলিউশন অপারেটর হবে, সেটা কি করে জানলাম?
সেটা আগের দিন আমি তোমাকে যেভাবে দেখালাম, যে স্টেট গুলো কিভাবে তোমার ইভলভ করছে। h n is equal to en n, right?
হ্যাঁ স্যার।
Suppose you have a state hn is equal to en n. Okay, now what I am doing here, nt is equal to e to the power minus ht clear? N is an eigenstate of the Hamiltonian of the number operator. Hello? কে প্রশ্ন করেছিলে?
হ্যাঁ স্যার।
বুঝতে পারছো? মানে বুঝতে পারলে বলো না। তো আমি এখানে যেটা করেছি, আমি এখানে আলফা টি বলতে আমি দেখো এখানে এন টি লিখিনি কিন্তু। ওকে, সো ইফ এইচ সাই ইজ ইকুয়াল টু ই সাই, সো in coordinate in kth vector notation hn is equal to enn. Okay, so using here I am using Schrodinger picture. So Schrodinger picture nt is equal to e to the power minus ietn by e to the, those are equivalent to the minus iht by n. So I am written here the same way I have written it here, that basic eigengates of number of order n are represented in terms of in Schrodinger picture, and alpha t, that means coherent state, time dependent coherent state, is expressed in terms of superposition of time dependent eigengates of the number operators. So does that make sense to you?
হ্যাঁ স্যার, মানে আমি ওটাই বুঝতে পারছিলাম না যে মানে
এখন
এন
সেটা
এর
বুঝলাম।
টাইম ইভলিউশনটাই কি আলফার হবে?
হ্যাঁ, because they are linear
হ্যাঁ।
superposition of n.
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ স্যার, ঠিক আছে।
Alpha, I have constructed alpha as a linear superposition of n, right? Convinced or not? If you have still doubt or any question, then you might ask. বলো, convinced না নয়?
না স্যার, বুঝতে পারলাম।
বেশ, ঠিক আছে। Now, so
হ্যাঁ স্যার, বুঝতে পারলাম।
হ্যাঁ, ঠিক আছে, I am continuing. Okay, শুনেছি তো। So alpha t is equal to e to the power minus half alpha square, n is equal to 0 to infinity alpha to the power n root over factorial n e to the power minus I n plus half tn. Okay, suppose we write e to the power minus I en t, right? So I wrote in terms of h, but if you write e to the power minus I h t in a series, in terms of infinite series, then you see that h acting on n gives you en, h square acting on n gives you en square by factorial 2, then third term h cube by factorial 3 acting on n gives you en cube by factorial 3. So again you sum back in terms of exponential, then you get e to the power minus I en t k vector n. I would like to remind you that in the standard expression you have e to the power minus I en t by h bar. Okay, but we are working in a unit where we have removed h bar from my basic definition. Okay, not basic definition, basic equations. Okay, from the Hamiltonian, from this Heisenberg commutation relation. So there is no h bar, but while appearing for interviews or other places, there is not standard to use a unit system where h bar is not there. So be careful that you have to write there e to the power minus en t by h bar. Because of my choice of unit, h bar is not there. Okay. Now I need more space. So you understand this. Now just tell me that whether I can write it. I need much more space. Now whether I can write it as e to the power minus half alpha square n is equal to 0 to infinity alpha e to the power minus it to the power n by factorial root over n e to the power minus half tn. So look at the step, whether you can understand it or not. If not, then raise your hands. Raise your hands, or I mean, I will not be able to see if you raise your hands because my whole screen is covered with this note. But you can ask me. বলো।
e to the power minus I half t হবে না?
I-টা missing, half-টা আছে, I-টা missing. Yes, you are right. E to the power minus I by 2t. Now convinced? এবারে ঠিক আছে?
Yes, sir.
Because if you take this quantity to the power n, so alpha to the power n, e to the power minus it to the power n is equal to the minus int, and e to the power minus I by 2t is written here. Okay. Now I introduced a new variable alpha tilde as alpha e to the power minus I t. This is for convenience. There are no other reasons. Instead of writing each and every time alpha e to the power minus t, alpha e to the power minus t, I am just using a introducing a variable alpha tilde for convenience. Now note that I can write e to the power minus half alpha tilde square minus I by t t n is equal to 0 to infinity alpha alpha t to the power n by factorial n. Okay, nothing. This step I just used a new variable. I have written down in terms of new variable. Note that this definition automatically implies that alpha tilde square is equal to alpha square. Okay, because this is a phase factor minus it. So e to the power minus half alpha square is written as e to the power minus half alpha tilde square, and rest all just merely a substitution. Okay. Now, so far, apart from incorporating the time evolution of the state, I have not done anything for the coordinate representation. So now I want coordinate representation. So x alpha t is equal to e to the power minus half alpha tilde square minus I by 2t n is equal to 0 to infinity alpha tilde root over factorial n xn. So I need now the coordinate representation of the kth vectors. Okay, so this is well known. I am just writing it here, that what is the coordinate representation of the kth vector. You can check any book, you will get that. Nth eigenfunction is written as nn e to the power minus rho square by 2. Let me write it, then I will explain what do I mean by each term. I am writing the wave function in terms of Rodrigues formula. Do you remember Rodrigues formula or no? কেউ কি Rodrigues formula মনে আছে না নেই?
নেই স্যার।
Okay. Now this nn are basically normalization constant depending on state. So nn is alpha naught by root over pi 2 to the power n factorial n to the power half. Alpha naught is root over m omega h bar. This expression m omega h bar, the standard expression. But remember that we have taken h bar is equal to, I mean, in our case, in our notation, h bar and omega equal to 1, 2m is equal to 1. So in our notation or units, this becomes half, because we have taken if you look at the basic review of harmonic oscillator, then we will see that the way you have written, that is equivalent to taking h bar is equal to 1, angular frequency omega is equal to 1, 2m is equal to 1. So if you substitute that, then you get alpha naught is equal to root over this, and nn you get as 1 by 2 pi to the power 1 by 4 into 1 by, these details are not necessary. I am just writing for the completeness. For our arguments, these are not necessary. Okay. Now, rho is the dimensionless variable. If you express in terms of x, but this is rho is in terms of dimensionless variable. Okay. For dimensionless variable, probably I use X or something like that. I mean, when I reviewed the harmonic oscillator, here I'll be using rho. So don't get confused. So I can simplify and I write x n is equal to n minus 1 to the power n e to the power rho square by 2 ddn d rho to the power n e to the power minus rho square. Do you agree with that? This nn, you already had nn here, minus 1 to the power n minus 1 to the power n. Here you have e to the power rho square, and here e to the power minus rho square by 2. So if you simplify, you get e to the power plus rho square by 2, and ddn d rho to the power n, you had e to the power minus rho square on the right hand side. Okay. Now, the main thing is that what kind of simplification I can do. Any idea?
স্যার রোটা কি বললেন?
Huh?
রোটা কি বললেন?
রোটা জাস্ট এক্স যে কোঅর্ডিনেট লেখো তুমি, সেই এক্স কোঅর্ডিনেটটা এখানে আমি রো বলে ডিনোট করছি। হারমোনিক অসিলেটর যে কোঅর্ডিনেট, সেই যখন তুমি ডাইমেনশনলেস ভেরিয়েবল করে করো, তখন আমরা যেটা এক্স বলেছি সেই এক্সটাই, কিন্তু এইখানে যেটা হচ্ছে একটা নোটেশনের ক্ল্যাশ রয়েছে, যে এইখানে আমি ইন জেনারেল কোঅর্ডিনেট রিপ্রেজেন্টেশন ডিনোট করতে আমি এক্স ব্যবহার করছি, রাইট? সো দ্যাটস হোয়াই আই হ্যাভ রিটেন ইট অ্যাজ এক্স। ওকে, maybe okay. So if you want, I can change it. Okay, if you have confusion, then okay, for the time being, let it be rho. When I circulate the note among you, I will change it to x. Okay, this is basically position variable. This is basically position variable of harmonic oscillator, but dimensionless variable, position variable. Okay. So if I substitute this, I don't know, it's already time. So x alpha t, so x alpha t had one expression xn, so I have to substitute this. I have to substitute this expression, and if I substitute this expression, then what I get is that I am writing in detail, so you check at home that okay, if I substitute all the expressions, then we'll see that this is the expression. Okay, this is simple, the substitution. Now note that I have written in a form where I can use Taylor series expansion. Okay, what is Taylor series expansion? In case you have forgotten, f of rho minus eta is n is equal to 0 to infinity minus eta to the eta to the power n by factorial n ddn d rho n f of rho. Can you recognize this form of Taylor series expansion? Yes or no? Quick answer, because I am running out of time.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So you compare with this expression I have written here. You compare this expression I have written here with the expression on top of it, and then tell me that whether I can write this expression x alpha t as 2 pi to the power minus ekechar, and e to the power, this factor is okay, a standard factor, whatever it was there, alpha tilde square minus it by 2, and this Taylor series expansion, this is the contribution. You just tell me whether you get this expression or not. So you had 2 pi to the power minus 1 by 4 here, you have same thing here, you had e to the power rho square minus alpha tilde square minus it by 2, you have same here. Whatever is there, including the summation on the right hand of the summation, I am writing it like this. So f of rho minus eta, so you have eta is similar to minus alpha tilde by root over 2 to the power n minus eta to the power n minus alpha tilde by root over 2 to the power n, 1 by factorial n, 1 by factorial n, ddn d rho to the power n. The function is f of rho, here e to the power minus rho square. Okay, so f of rho, when written as a single function, rho minus eta, here eta is nothing but minus alpha tilde by root over 2. Okay, so I have substituted the function f of rho as e to the power minus rho square, rho minus alpha tilde by root over 2 whole square. Simple application of Taylor series. So is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes. না সবার কাছে ওকে, একজন দুজন বলছো। Is it okay for everybody?
Yes, sir.
বেশ,
স্যার বলছি
স্যার
ইটাটা
হ্যাঁ বলো
Hello?
বলো, হ্যাঁ
হ্যাঁ
বলো।
স্যার বলছি ইটাটা তো আলফা টিলডে বাই স্কোয়ার রুট অফ 2, তো শেষ লাইনে একটা স্কোয়ার রুট হবে না?
Yes, you are right. That's I mean, I forgot to give square. Thank you. Anything else? Okay, so I understand that you have, I mean, you followed what I talked about. Now I'm already 12:31. It's already 12:31. You have a class. Can I take 5 to 10 minutes, not more than that? মানে এটা একদম শেষ করে এসেছি, একটু দেরি হয়ে গেলে মুশকিল হবে। মনে হচ্ছে 5 মিনিটসে হবে, দেবে হ্যাঁ কি না?
হ্যাঁ স্যার নিন।
5 minutes. Okay, now what we do is that, so this is my representation, coordinate representation of coherent state. You see that this is again, it's a Gaussian state. Okay, but what we do is that we x alpha t mod square, we calculate this. Okay, and in order to calculate this, I write alpha in terms of polar decomposition. Okay, so alpha tilde alpha e to the power minus it becomes lambda e to the power I chi minus t. So this is the polar decomposition of alpha, where lambda is the radial variable, chi is the phase. So alpha tilde is alpha into e to the power minus it, so lambda e to the power I chi minus t. Now this is simple calculation you do at home, and then you will see that this expression, you have to do some simplification. If you do the simplification at home, you will see that you have 2 pi to the power minus half e to the power minus rho root over 2 lambda cos t minus chi whole square. Okay, so what is the physical interpretation of this? Mod square. Okay, mod square means what? Mod square means you are calculating the position probability density, and you see that position probability density is nothing but a Gaussian function centered at Gaussian function centered at some fixed, okay, some fixed coordinate. Okay, now, and that is oscillating with time. So tomorrow we'll start from here, that this is basically what we are doing, that wave function is like the ground state wave function, but it's oscillating around the origin. It's oscillating around the origin and with period t minus chi. So this is like at some point of time, and then at some point of time, at some point of time, at some point of time. Okay, so this is oscillating. Okay, and that's why this is called shifted oscillator. Okay, and with time it maintains the Gaussian profile. Gaussian profile is fixed. Only difference is that the peak of the Gaussian profile changes with respect to time, and it oscillates, okay, with respect to t. Now I stop here. This is 12:35. I have taken just 5 minutes extra. Tomorrow I'll start from here, unless you have any other question. বলো, কারো যদি কোনো প্রশ্ন থাকে? কোনো প্রশ্ন আছে?
না
না,
স্যার।
ঠিক আছে।
ওকে, ঠিক আছে। তো আবার আমরা কালকে 10:30টায় এই ক্লাসটা হবে, ঠিক আছে? আজ তোমাদের লাঞ্চের পরে কার ক্লাস আছে? বিশ্বজিৎ?
হ্যাঁ স্যার।
হ্যাঁ স্যার।
আর আগে কার ছিল সকালে?
সকালে বিকাশ দাস ছিল, কিন্তু আজকে হয়নি।
আজকে 2 ঘন্টার ক্লাস ছিল না কারণ?
হ্যাঁ, বিকাশদারই ক্লাস ছিল, কিন্তু
বিকাশেরই 2 ঘন্টার ক্লাস ছিল।
হ্যাঁ।
বেশ, যদি এরকম কোনো সিচুয়েশন হয় আমাকে আগে থেকে একটু বলে দেখো, তাহলে যেটা হয় যে আমি তোমরা শনিবারটা ছুটি পেয়ে যাবো আর কি। আমি যদি ওই 6 ঘন্টাটা সামহাও ম্যানেজ করতে পারি, কেউ ক্লাস নিচ্ছেন না, বাইরে গিয়েছেন বা কোনো কারণে, তাহলে ধর যেমন আজকে আমি যদি 2 ঘন্টার আগে নিতাম, তাহলে তো শনিবার আমাকে না নিলেও চলতো। সেটা পরবর্তীকালে খেয়াল রেখো, যদি কেউ ক্লাস না নেয়, টানা ক্লাস, এবং আমার যদি অন্য কোনো না থাকে আমাকে ইনফর্ম করে দেখো, আমরা সেটা করতে পারি। ওকে, ঠিক আছে, বাই।